Hello there, a very good evening. You're watching Prime Time News on TV1. I'm Piruni Karunaratna. We're coming to you live and direct from our Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. Before we head on to your stories in detail, here's a look at tonight's top stories.
Newsfirst Headlines. Main sponsor.
A trusted place for your fixed deposit. Valuable FD, a symbol of stability.
Preparations underway as Sri Lanka prepares to welcome Christmas. Secretary to the Treasury vested with power and authority to borrow and issue debt securities on behalf of the government. Loan relief facilities for impacted small and medium-scale enterprises. CCTV footage of deadly Hatton bus accident deleted. 13 dead in motor accidents over past 24 hours. Nilwala River at flood risk level. Naval communities advised to be cautious about rains and winds.
Newsfirst Headlines. Main sponsor.
A trusted place for your fixed deposit. Valuable FD, a symbol of stability.
We are just 3 days away from Christmas. Sri Lankans are gearing up to celebrate Christmas, joining millions across the globe in a season of joy and togetherness. Catholics all around the world, as well as those in our country, are impatiently waiting to welcome this year's Christmas. Newsfirst looked into the people's preparations for Christmas as well as the New Year.
මිනිස්සු කොටසක් එනවා අඩු ගන්න.
නත්තල් අපි සූදානම් වෙනවා. හොඳයි ඉතින් සතුටුයි. බඩුවේ මිල ගණන් බඩුවේ ඉවලින් තියෙනවා. අපි කැමති එකට. සාප්පු වෙනවා යනවා ඉතින් අපි ආසයින මොන හරි ගන්න.
වරදක් නැහැ. ඉස්සරහට තාම හොඳ වෙයි.
Beautiful. I love it and I would like to be here.
හොඳයි නේ වරදක් නෑ. බඩු නම් තියෙනවා මුදල් තමයි නැතිකම තියෙන්නේ දැන්.
ඇත්තටම නත්තලක් නැහැ. නත්තලක් තියා ළමයි ඉස්කෝලේ යවා ගන්න රෙදි ටික අරන් දෙන්නේ කොහමද? පොට්ටි කරන් දෙන්නේ කොහමද? ඒ ළමයිට ආහාර ටික බිත්තරයක් අරන් දෙන්නේ කොහමද කියලා අපි ඇත්තටම කල්පනා කරන්නේ.
නත්තල් වලට නම් ගොඩක් සුබදායකයි. නත්තල් ගොඩක් සමරයි කියලා හිතනවා. මොකද විලදාමත් හොඳයි.
හොඳයි සරුයි ඉතින් නත්තල.
අද තමයි ආවේ කොටුව පැත්තට පොඩ්ඩක් කරකිලා බලන්න කියලා. ගිය පාරටදී පොඩ්ඩක් ලාභයි මේ පාරනේ.
බරෝටේ ගත්තා ගාන අඩුයි ටික.
ඒක නම් සරු ගිය අවුරුද්දට වඩා මේ අවුරුද්ද. නත්තල හොඳටම හොඳයි.
ගිය අවුරුද්දට වඩා මේ අවුරුද්ද හොඳයි.
නත්තල් බිස්නස් එක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් වෙනතට වැඩිය සාමාන්‍ය බිස්නස් එකක් තියෙනවා. රෙදිත් ටිකක් මිල අඩු වෙලා තියෙන්නේ.
වෙනදාම නම් පොඩ්ඩක් හොඳයි. ගිය පාරට වඩා ගණනුත් අඩු වෙලා. නත්තල් තියෙන කෙනාට කියේ ඉතින් අපිට ඉතින් නත්තල් නෑ වගේ තමයි පල්ලි කරත් තියාගන්න දෙන්නේ ගත්තු බඩු ටික ඉවර කරන්න ඕන.
හලාවත පුරවරය කියන්නේ ඉතින් නත්තල උපරිම භුක්ති විඳින කට්ටියක් ඉන්නේ ඒක හින්දා ඉතින් අවුලක් නෑ හොඳම යනවා.
These were the nighttime views of the Colombo city yesterday. Other parts of the island are also glamorously decorated with lights for Christmas. On to more local news now. The Ukrainian Airlines Sky Up has commenced flights to Sri Lanka. Its first flight arrived in the country last evening. The Ukrainian Sky Up Airlines flight U59394, carrying 174 tourists, arrived at the Malia Rajapaksa International Airport last evening from Tallinn, the capital of Estonia. A ceremonial welcome was organized at the airport premises.
Sri Lanka has seen a significant increase in interest from the Baltic region. This is especially important for us as we see great potential in attracting tourists from countries like Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania within the Baltic region. Moving forward, we plan to focus our promotional efforts on this area. With the emergence of new nations in this region, Sri Lanka's connections with them could significantly contribute to our future economic growth. We have no doubt that this will present a major opportunity for the government and the people of Sri Lanka to receive substantial support.
Plans are underway to introduce 5 direct flights per week from Estonia, Lithuania, Latvia, Poland and Moldova into the Malia Rajapaksa International Airport. The Secretary to the Treasury has been vested with the power and authority to borrow and issue debt securities within or outside Sri Lanka in local or foreign currencies on behalf of the government of Sri Lanka. This is outlined in an extraordinary gazette signed by President Anurakumara Dissanayake. According to the Extraordinary Gazette, Treasury Secretary is empowered to sign agreements related to foreign loans obtained by the government. The Extraordinary Gazette further grants the Treasury Secretary the authority to sign government guarantees provided to state corporations or public enterprises seeking foreign loans. The Secretary also has the authority to sign any necessary contracts, bonds, promissory notes or other documents required for the formalization of such agreements or guarantees.
What is the reason for delegating these authorities to the Treasury Secretary? These were the views expressed by Dhananath Fernando, the Chief Executive Officer of Advocata Institute.
The Gazette notification issued giving the powers on issuing debt instruments for the Treasury Secretary, it must be mainly with the existing debt restructuring program that we are going at the moment, because there was a sovereign bond exchange on 20th of December as Citibank working as the main agent, because we restructured our sovereign bonds in multiple categories. So this Gazette notification must be mainly to facilitate that procedural requirement. It seems it's a very short Gazette notification. We do not know any further details, but from the look of it, it seems this is required for the bond exchange with the current debt restructuring program, and the bond exchange was supposed to take place on 20th of December.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka has issued a circular to licensed banks highlighting relief measures to be provided to the small and medium enterprises or SMEs affected due to recent adverse macroeconomic conditions. According to a statement issued by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, relief measures will only be applicable to credit facilities of SME borrowers of licensed banks that have been classified as Stage 3 non-performing on or after April 1st, 2019, provided that SMEs initiate discussions with the bank's business revival units by the 31st of March 2025, subject to submissions of all required documents. The statement further highlights that reschedulement of impaired loans for eligible SME borrowers will be based on the borrower's repayment capacity and the submission of an acceptable business revival plan. Thereby, all reschedulement agreements with the borrowers are required to be finalized by the 15th of June 2025. Eligible SME borrowers with an aggregate capital outstanding of credit facilities below 25 million rupees as of 15th December 2024 are required to commence repayment of their rescheduled loans no later than the 31st of December 2025. Eligible SME borrowers with an aggregate capital outstanding of credit facilities between 25 million rupees and 50 million rupees as of 15th December 2024 are required to commence repayment of their rescheduled loans no later than September 30th, 2025. Eligible SME borrowers with an aggregate capital outstanding of credit facilities above 50 million rupees as of 15th December 2024 are required to commence repayment of their rescheduled loans no later than the 30th of June 2025. The CBSL statement added that unpaid interest, excluding capitalized interest, on the credit facilities of eligible SME borrowers applicable to the period from the 1st of April 2019 to the 15th of December 2024 may be waived as follows. Under the scheme, if the aggregate capital outstanding of between 5 million rupees and 10 million rupees is settled within 6 months, 65% of interest will be waived off. If cleared within 1 year, 50% will be waived off, and if settled within a period of 12 to 60 months, 40% will be waived off. For an aggregate capital outstanding between 10 million rupees and 25 million rupees, if the debt is settled within 6 months, 35% of the interest will be waived off. If cleared within 1 year, 25% will be waived off, and if settled within a period of 12 to 60 months, 20% of the interest will be waived off. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya met with Takafumi Kadono, Country Director of the Asian Development Bank Sri Lanka Resident Mission, at the Prime Minister's office today. The discussions underscored ADB's role as a key development partner and highlighted the importance of collaborative efforts in advancing Sri Lanka's national development priorities. During the discussion, the Prime Minister emphasized the importance of developing school infrastructure, teacher training and assessment mechanisms. The ADB reaffirmed its commitment to addressing challenges in the education sector through ongoing projects, including initiatives to enhance teacher and principal training. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya welcomed May Ellen Stenner, the Ambassador of Norway to Sri Lanka, during a courtesy call at the Prime Minister's office. The discussion focused on fostering a collaborative partnership between the two nations, with key topics including poverty alleviation, social protection measures, tax reform, renewable energy and employment generation. Dr. Amarasuriya emphasized the importance of transforming Sri Lanka's education system and highlighted ongoing efforts to digitize governance for improved public service delivery.
Christmas market massacre in Germany. Suspect held in custody.
A trusted place for your fixed deposit. Valuable FD, a symbol of stability.
Feel the love.
It has been revealed that the CCTV footage from the bus involved in the Hatton Malia accident, which resulted in 3 deaths and 46 injuries, has been deleted. The police said that after reporting the matter to the court, the data storage system will be forwarded to the University of Moratuwa. Meanwhile, a portion of the footage from the initial part of the accident was released a short while ago this evening. The footage shows the driver getting thrown out of the bus, and he had said that the door next to his seat suddenly opened. No further footage has been released so far. The bus driver, who was arrested in connection with the accident, has been placed under remand custody until the 26th of December. The acting magistrate, who visited the hospital to inquire about the driver's condition, gathered the necessary information from the doctors. The police said that the suspect is still under hospital care and receiving treatment under the security of prison officials.
The bus involved in the accident was taken out of the precipice last night. The accident occurred when a private bus travelling from Hatton to Kandy fell into a 20-foot precipice. The accident claimed the lives of a 68-year-old man from Yatinuvara Street in Kandy, a 67-year-old woman from Upper Norwood and a 14-year-old child from the Hatton Watta area. Newsfirst correspondent said that the deceased child had been suffering from kidney disease for some time.
මෙයාට සතියට 3 පාරක් ඩයලස් කරනවා. ඩයලස් කරලා මේ පෙරේද යන්න බැරි වුණා. අද සර් කිව්වා එකයි එන්න කියලා සෙන්සුරාට. උදේ 9ට ලෑස්ති වෙලා ගියා. ඩායා මාට බස් එකේ තියෙන. එකට විතර තමයි ආරංචි වුණේ දුව ස්පීකර් ඉන්නවා කියලා. පුතාගේ අම්මා කොහෙද? අම්මා එයා රටම තමයි හිටියේ වෙලිපුරම. ඊළ මාසයක්වත් නැහැ. මෙයා ඉඳ ආවා. ආයි මෙයාට ගොඩක් අමාරුණා. සාය ඇවිල්ලා මාසයක්වත් නැහැ ගියා.
අම්මා එනවා කියලා තියෙන්නේ ඒට නැත්තම් අනින්දයි. අම්මා එනකන් ඉතින් කොල්ලව ගෝදානේ කරන්නත් බෑ.
Meanwhile, the police have decided to take legal action against drivers and owners confirmed to have been driving under the influence. The police said that they have started distributing breathalyzer kits to all police stations across the country to identify drunk drivers. Accordingly, operations to identify drunk drivers have commenced nationwide. Police also mentioned that the public should pay greater attention to the experience of bus drivers during the holiday season, especially those driving buses used for tours. Meanwhile, in the past 24 hours, 13 people have died in 10 road accidents across the country. Director and spokesperson of the Police Media Division, Senior Superintendent of Police, Buddhika Manatunga, said that of these, 4 were pedestrians. Furthermore, the police reported that from 1st of January to the 13th of December 2024, 2,243 people have died in road accidents. During this period, 22,967 road accidents have also been reported. From these, 2,141 were fatal accidents, which accounts for 9% of the total number of road accidents. Police also mentioned that 6,500 accidents have been classified as serious. Additionally, 9,127 minor accidents were reported during this period.
These days mark a lengthy school holiday as well as a festive season. During the school holiday, as you make plans to spend your time on vacations and relaxation, we would like to remind you a few things. This is because during the previous holiday seasons, many valuable lives were lost in our country due to recklessness and lack of caution.
During the holidays, if you plan to swim in unfamiliar places, drive at high speeds on the roads, go to the sea or hike in the mountains, do all of these with caution. Do not jump into deep water in unfamiliar areas without first getting some information from the locals. Swimming while intoxicated also puts your life at risk. When you are out on an excursion with small children, be extra cautious. Follow the instructions given by the police and the lifeguards in the areas you visit. We are reminding you of these precautions to prevent you from being a part of a statistic on a list of fatal accidents.
Minister of Trade, Commerce, Food Security and Cooperative Development Basanta Samarasinghe says that 2,000 metric tons of imported rice were released from customs today.
Minister of Trade, Commerce, Food Security and Cooperative Development Vasantha Samarasinghe said that steps were taken to release the stocks of rice imported to Sri Lanka before midnight of the 20th of December. That was in accordance with the permit to import rice to Sri Lanka until the 20th of December. The minister said that the relevant Gazette notification will be issued following the cabinet meeting on Monday. Customs said that Sri Lanka has received 67,000 metric tons of imported rice as of yesterday. Out of this stock, 28,500 metric tons are raw rice and 38,500 metric tons are nadu rice. Additional Director General of Customs, Sivali Arugoda, said that Customs has collected 4.3 billion rupees as import tax from this.
The Nilwala River has reached a flood risk level from Thalgahagoda and Panadugama. The Department of Irrigation has advised residents in the surrounding low-lying areas to exercise caution and be vigilant in this regard.
Within the 24-hour period that ended at 8:30 this morning, the highest rainfall in the country was recorded from Manikanda with a value of 107.5 millimeters. Batuangala recorded 106 millimeters of rainfall. About 10 acres of farmland in Katuava have been inundated due to the heavy showers in the Hambantota district last night. This was caused due to the opening of sluice gates of the Katuava.
කණ්ඩි කඩන් ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවා මේ කුඹුරු ආයේ සම්පූර්ණ අක්කර 10ක් විතර යට වෙලා විනාශ වෙලා තියෙනවා. තා ගොයන් කපන තා දවස් 10යි 12යි තියෙන මේ ගොයම ඇති වැඩක් නෑ දැන්.
Several paddy fields in the left bank of the Galoya in Ampara have sustained damages due to the heavy rainfall in recent days. The fields were blocked by sand that washed away along with the rain. Some of the paddy fields are still inundated. Meanwhile, the recent showers have caused significant erosion along the UB17 drainage channel.
ස්ථාන 12කින් පමණ කඩාගෙන විනාශ වෙලා ගියා. දැනට කුඹුරක්කර 200කට පමණ ජලය සැපීමට නොහැකි තත්ත්වයක් තමයි උදා වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. වාරි මාර්ග දෙපාර්තමේන්තුව ව්‍යාපාර අධිකාරී හැම කෙනාම දැනුවත් කරලා තියෙනවා. නමුත් මේ අපිට ස්ථිරසාර විසඳුමක් ලැබිලා නැහැ.
The Department of Meteorology says that thunder showers can be expected in the western, Sabaragamuwa, southern and Uva provinces and in Nurelia, Kandy and Ampara districts during the evening or night. The Department of Meteorology further says that the depression over the central Bay of Bengal has weakened into a low pressure area over the same region. This system is likely to weaken further over the same region. However, sea areas in the west central Bay of Bengal will be rough at times as the wind speed can increase up to 55 to 60 kilometers per hour at times. Heavy showers or thunder showers are likely in these sea areas as well. The Department of Meteorology requests the naval and fishing communities engaging in activities over the west central Bay of Bengal and the deep sea areas in the southeast of Sri Lanka to be vigilant in this regard.
A protest was staged this morning by a group of farmers from Ududumbara demanding authorities to implement control measures for the increasing damages caused by toque macaques.
The protest was organized to demand an immediate solution to the growing threat posed by toque macaques, which is currently threatening their livelihoods as farmers. The protest was staged opposite the 35th mile post along the Kandy-Mahayangania main road. Farmers arrived at the protest along with the damaged crops.
මේ අපේ ගමේ අපිට තියෙන ලොකුම ප්‍රශ්නේ රිලව් ප්‍රශ්නේ. කිසිම දෙයක් අපිට වගා කරන කණ්ඩවත් රිලව් ඉතුරු කරන්නේ නැහැ. රැයට අලිය එනවා. අපි කුඹුරු වගා හැමත් අත්තරම ඔක්කොම ඇතෑරලා තියෙන්නේ. මොකද මේ සත්තුන්ගෙන් අපිට හරිම කරදරයක්.
තුන් ගොවියන් බොහොම අමාරුවෙන් දුක් මහන්සියෙන් රැය නිදි මරලා රකින්න වගාවන් රිලව් නැවිලා තප්පර ගානක විනාශ කරලා ඔවුන්ගේ අවශ්‍යතාවය ඉෂ්ට කරන යනවා. ඒ වගේම දේපල හානිය මේ අවස්ථාවේදී කාටවත් පේන්නේ නැහැ. විශාල වශයෙන් මිනිසුන්ගේ දේපල ඔවුන් හානිය සිද්ධ කරනවා දෛනික.
People in many parts of the country are currently facing many hardships due to the increasing crop damages caused by wild animals. Even today, several such cases were reported from various parts of the island. People in many villages across Min area of the Polonnaruwa district are facing many hardships due to toque macaques and monkeys. This issue is grave in villages such as Samakipura, Namayala, Atayala and Halmilla. Villagers point out that these animals are encroaching on the villages from the Nagalakanda reserve. They request for a solution to this problem as soon as possible.
The jewel on the stupa at our temple, constructed around a year ago, has been destroyed by them. We are facing immense problems due to toque macaques, elephants and monkeys. We cannot cultivate any crops. There seems to be no way to protect such valuable items. We are requesting a fair solution to this issue. The villagers are unable to carry out any activities due to the damages caused by these animals.
කැරෑට අලින්ගෙන් අලිය පොල් ගහක් කඩලා යනවා. ඒක බේරුණොත් එහෙම රිලව් සේරම කුරුම්බ ඇටියත් එක කඩලා සේරම ගහයට දාගෙන ওই පොල් ගස් දෙක තුනයි බේරලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒකත් සේරම රිලව් වඳුර කනවා. ඉතින් මොනවත් කරගන්න විදිහක් නැහැ අපිට මේ රිලව් වඳුරෙන් කිසිම දෙයක් හදන්න කැමැතිම නැහැ කවුරුවත්.
Farmers in Poonava Madhavachia are facing severe difficulties due to the increase in the toque macaque population. Farmers point out that a large number of toque macaques have destroyed many crops. They say that air rifles are ineffective in driving away the toque macaques and that they are unable to make any profit by selling harvest from these crops.
As a government or institution, you should take the initiative to support young entrepreneurs like us. We need a ground-level study to understand our specific challenges and provide sustainable solutions. These solutions shouldn't be giving us air rifles or electric fences. We have the capacity to do more. We ask you to engage with our farmers and find practical long-term solutions to our problems. We can't tell you what the solution to this issue is. This is our homeland, but now it belongs to the Tokmakers. In 5 acres, we have cultivated up to 3,500 to 4,000 plants. Not even 100 of them are remaining. The Tokmakers destroy it all in just 1 hour. We ask you to give us a solution to this in any way possible.
News First with the people.
A trusted place for your fixed deposit. Valuable FD, a symbol of stability.
An extraordinary gazette has been issued extending the retirement age of doctors to 63 years.
The Gazette was signed by the Minister of Public Administration, Provincial Councils and Local Government, Dr. AHMH Abhiratna. The Cabinet approval was given to extend the retirement age of doctors to 63 years recently. The related Gazette notification has been issued effective from the 1st of January 2023.
A circular has been issued preventing teachers at schools in the Western Province from conducting paid tuition classes to students from their respective schools, whether during school hours, after school, on weekends or even on public holidays. The circular was signed by Secretary of Education for the Western Province, KADR Nishanti Jaisingha.
This circular was forwarded to the Director of Education, Regional Directors, Divisional Directors of Education and all principals in the province. Secretary of Education for the Western Province, KADR Nishanti Jaisingha, said in a statement that it has been reported that some teachers in the province are charging additional fees from students for tuition classes held at external locations. The circular also states that all teachers must be informed about the decision to ban private tuition classes and confirmation must be obtained that they have been made aware of this directive. The Secretary of Education also emphasized that disciplinary action will be taken against teachers who disregard these directives outlined in the circular. Such a ban was implemented for the first time in the Sabaragamu province and subsequently the Central Provincial Council also enforced this ban.
At least 15 people were killed when a bus crashed on a steep, winding road near the Brazilian colonial-era town of Paraty. Another 30 people were injured. Some of the survivors were airlifted to local hospitals.
The bus was travelling to a nearby beach, popular with tourists, when it overturned. The stretch of road where the accident happened is notoriously dangerous. It is known locally as quote-unquote God Help Me Hill. Police are still investigating the cause of the accident. Roads in the area would have been particularly busy this weekend as Monday is a national holiday, that is Brazil's Independence Day. Paraty lies between Brazil's biggest cities, Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo, and is a major tourist destination. It is a well-preserved coastal town built in the 17th century, surrounded by steep mountains and lush tropical vegetation.
A senior Palestinian official said that talks to reach a Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal between Israel and Hamas are 90% complete, but key issues remain that need to be bridged.
One of the main sticking points is the continued Israeli military presence in the Philadelphia corridor, a strategically important strip of land in southern Gaza along the border with Egypt. The Palestinian officials share details of the discussions being held in Doha, which include the potential creation of a buffer zone several kilometers wide along the length of Israel's border with Gaza. The officials said that Israel would retain a military presence within this area. They added that with these issues resolved, a three-stage ceasefire could would be agreed within days. The deal would include an exchange of 20 Palestinian prisoners for every female soldier released in the first of 3 stages of the ceasefire. The names of the prisoners are yet to be agreed, but would be chosen from around 400 names who are serving prison sentences of 25 years or more in Israel. Israeli hostages would be released in stages, as it is believed that Hamas still need to locate some of the missing hostages. Of the 96 hostages still held in Gaza, 62 are assumed by Israel to still be alive. Gazan civilians would be able to return to the north under a system with Egyptian or Qatari oversight, and there would be around 500 trucks per day bringing aid into the strip. In the final stage of the 3-phase plan, which would see the end of the 14-month war, Gaza would be overseen by a committee of technocrats from the enclave, who would not have previous politician affiliations but would have the backing of all Palestinian factions.
A man accused of murdering 4 women and a 9-year-old boy by driving a car into them at a Christmas market in the German city of Magdeburg has been remanded in custody.
The 50-year-old was brought before a judge on Saturday evening following the incident on Friday when a car ploughed through the crowded market, injuring more than 200 people. Magdeburg police said investigations are continuing and officers are appealing for witnesses to send in photos or videos of the incident. The suspect has been named in local media as Taleb al-Abdul Mohsen, a 50-year-old Saudi citizen who arrived in Germany in 2006 and had worked as a doctor. This morning, the police confirmed 4 women aged 45, 52, 67 and 75 were also killed in the incident. The statement said that the judge ordered pre-trial detention for 5 counts of murder, multiple attempted murder and multiple counts of dangerous bodily harm. According to officials, the Saudi suspect in Germany's deadly car ramming attack on a Christmas market held strongly anti-Islam views and was angry with Germany's migrant and asylum policy. German Chancellor condemned the, quote, terrible, insane attack that killed 5 people and shocked the nation days before Christmas and 8 years after jihadists drove a truck into a Christmas market in Berlin.
Well, that's a wrap of Primetime News for tonight. Thank you for watching. Take care. Good night.